and gentlemen, what a year this has been. Welcome to the May 10th, 2021 commencement ceremony of Barry University. Graduates, you made it to the finish line. The commencement ceremony is officially about to begin. Please take your seats. Good morning. My name is Dr. Celeste Landeros, Professor of English and Humanities in the College of Arts and Sciences. I also serve as the chair of the Faculty Senate, and it is my honor to serve you today as your narrator. Let me be the first to welcome all our graduates, their families and guests, whether you are watching with us here in the stadium or you're joining us virtually. I would also like to welcome our distinguished faculty, our special guests, and our accomplished honorary degree recipients. At Barry, we proudly educate leaders, both in their professional fields and in service. Our graduates make a difference in all corners of society. As social workers, physicians, lawyers, teachers, scientists, counselors, entrepreneurs, educational administrators, CEOs, university presidents, and the list goes on. Most important, our graduates carry with them a deep commitment to promoting peace and social justice. Tens of thousands Barry graduates make a transformative impact across the world. And after today's ceremony, each of you will join their ranks. Now, to begin the ceremony, Reverend Cristobal Torres, the university chaplain, will offer the invocation. After that, Dr. Giselle Rios, professor of music, will lead us in singing the Star-Spangled Banner, accompanied by Hamilton Gutierrez on piano. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem.
Good morning, everyone. God of power, grace, and mercy, we gather this morning and we give you thanks. We offer you praise for the sacred journey that has led us here to this moment of joy, a place of endings, and more importantly, of a new beginning. It is you who have called us forth into being, to Barry, and beyond. As you send us forth this day, empower us to stand with those on the margins and to envision a world where justice, compassion, and love reign. With the power of your grace and the vision of your Holy Spirit, transform our hearts and inspire the hearts of others, so that these years of work and study may bear abundant fruit and yield a harvest of grace, justice, and peace. May your Spirit continue through us to renew the face of the earth. And we make our prayer through your word and in your life-bestowing Spirit. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Tanya Davis, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees and Barry University alumna.
On behalf of the Chair and my colleagues on the Barry Board of Trustees, I am pleased to bring greetings and congratulations to you, our graduates, and to your families. This is a memorable day for you and for all of us. We realize that you and your family made sacrifices to help you earn a degree from Barry, an independent university, and for that, we are grateful. The knowledge and skills you acquired will help you succeed in life and your various careers. In addition to the success you will enjoy, we trust that you will always strive to make a difference for good and that you will continue to learn, reflect, and serve. Nurture the friendships and relationships you made at Barry. Keep in touch with your faculty, advisors, coaches, peers, and others who are special to you. Trust me, your Barry connections will be very meaningful as you journey through life. The Board of Trustees and I are proud of you in achieving this great milestone. Congratulations again, graduates, and congratulations to your families.
Thank you to Ms. Davis. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jamie Lizzett, President of the Alumni Board of Directors and Barry University alumna.
Today is one of the biggest days of your life. And although you may not have pictured it exactly as it is, social distancing and with masks, I want to put all that aside and congratulate each of you on this major achievement. You have not only earned a college degree, but you finished during one of the most trying times in U.S. history, a worldwide pandemic. You are strong. And it is my honor and privilege to bring you greetings on behalf of the Barry University Alumni Board of Directors and offer you and your family members our warmest congratulations. This is definitely a day you will recall with pride throughout your life. We believe that each of you has the ability to achieve much success and fulfillment as you start your next chapter. More importantly, we are confident, because you have been an integral part of the Barry community, that you will contribute to the good of our world in meaningful and positive ways and continue to practice and live the Barry mission. Please remember to keep in touch with us through the alumni website and social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the Office of Alumni Affairs and the Alumni Board look forward to hearing from you often, and we hope to see you at future alumni events. You will continue to be a part of the Barry family and are now a part of the over 73,000 Barry alumni across the world. Again, congratulations to you and your families, and remember to always remain Barry proud.
Thank you, Ms. Lizzett. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. John D. Murray, Barry University Provost.
Morning. Before we introduce our honorary degree recipients, we have two special members of our university community we'd like to recognize. Would Dr. Maria Alvarez and Dr. Phyllis Scott please step to the front of the stage? First, congratulations to Dr. Maria Alvarez, Associate Vice President for Mission and Student Engagement and Dean of Students, on her retirement after 34 years of dedicated service to Barry University. Dr. Alvarez has served in various roles throughout her time at Barry. She has made a tremendous impact on our students and our institution. We also want to honor Dr. Phyllis Scott, Dean of the School of Social Work, who is retiring after nearly 20 years at Barry. Dr. Scott has been Dean for the last decade and has taken our Ellen Whiteside McDonald School of Social Work to new heights. This year, she served as the founding director of Barry's Anti-Racism and Equity Coalition, a role we are proud to share that she will continue on in. Thank you both, Dr. Alvarez and Dr. Scott. We wish you the very best in your next chapter. We now move to the awarding of honorary degrees. This year, in recognition of the heroism and resiliency of our incredible graduates, who achieved their educational goals in the midst of the ongoing worldwide crisis, our theme for commencement is Honoring Resiliency and Community Heroes. With a focus on the areas of healthcare, the arts, education, and equity and inclusion, our honorary degree recipients are inspirational leaders in our South Florida community. Each of them has achieved the kind of professional success and made the transformative impact our graduates will strive for in this next chapter of their lives. It is a true honor to have them here today. Each will be hooded by President Michael Allen and Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees, Tanya Davis. Our first degree recipient receiving an honorary Doctor of Arts is Ms. Adrienne Arsht. A business leader and impact philanthropist, Adrienne Arsht's profound influence in promoting artistic, business, and civic growth has a global reach. Here in South Florida, she is chairman of the Adrienne Arsht Center Foundation in Miami, trustee emerita at the University of Miami, and an honorary board member for Amigos for Kids, an organization dedicated to aiding our children, strengthening families, and preventing child abuse and neglect. Her expertise and generosity also enrich lives in New York and Washington, D.C., two other cities she holds dear. Recently, Ms. Arsht donated $5 million to the Metropolitan Museum in New York City to fund the museum's first ever paid internship program, which now will be named the Adrienne Arsht Interns. With her gift, the Met is now the single largest art museum in the country to offer fully paid internships to nearly 120 undergraduate and graduate interns each year. The transformative donation will also support MetLive Arts, providing programming focused on themes of resilience. As Executive Vice Chair at the Atlantic Council in Washington, D.C., Ms. Arsh turned her passion for resilience into action, founding the Adrienne Arsht Rockefeller Foundation Resilience Center, committed to reaching 1 billion people with resilience solutions to climate change, migration, and security challenges by the year 2030. And the Adrienne Arsht Latin America Center at the Atlantic Council is dedicated to advancing hemispheric prosperity. Throughout the health crisis, Adrienne Arsht again stepped up as an incredible leader in our community in a time of great need. By way of her support, the Adrienne Arsht Center for the Performing Arts of Miami-Dade County enabled staff and performers to pivot quickly during the pandemic, hosting free virtual performances and creating the blueprint for safely offering audiences live performances, providing an example for others to follow. And in the summer of racial reckoning and healing, it was the Adrienne Arsht Center that brought performers to our area that reflect the richness and beauty of a multicultural world. It is a privilege to present her with an honorary Doctor of Arts. Congratulations, Dr. Arsht. Our next 2 degree recipients, each receiving an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, are Mr. Carlos Migoya and Ms. Peta Ann Anderson. Enough cannot be said about the heroism and resiliency of healthcare providers throughout the pandemic. At Jackson Health System here in South Florida, the entire organization was truly on the front line of the crisis. One of the nation's largest public health care networks, Jackson, played a critical role in quality care for all, and more recently rolled out the largest vaccination operation in the area, with a focus on ensuring equity in access for the vaccine. Vital to the success of a healthcare system like Jackson, especially during times of crisis, is harmony between clinical and support teams. Carlos Migoya and Peta Ann Anderson, both pandemic heroes, are representative of that harmony. As President and Chief Executive Officer, Carlos Migoya has been at the helm of Jackson Health System throughout Miami's role as epicenter of the pandemic, serving as a key outside advisor to the governor and the Miami-Dade mayor, and marshaling Jackson's forces for its impressive vaccination program. In his first year at Jackson in 2011, he transformed the system, reversing years of massive financial losses, and in that same time, improving the quality of care and patient satisfaction. Mr. Migoya has served on many of South Florida's most prominent civic and nonprofit boards, and is the immediate past chair of the United Way of Miami-Dade. And as Chief Nursing Officer at Jackson North Medical Center, Peta Ann Anderson leads a team of more than 450 nurses at the system's largest suburban campus. The COVID-19 pandemic came early and forcefully to Jackson North. Through much of the crisis, the facility was caring for almost as many COVID-19 patients as another in the system more than twice its size. And through it all, Ms. Anderson epitomized the honor of her profession, doing all in her power to maintain and elevate the standard of care and devoting herself to the welfare of others. It is now our honor to award Mr. Migoya and Ms. Anderson each an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. Congratulations, Dr. Magoya and Dr. Anderson. Our next degree recipient, receiving an honorary Doctor of Education, is Ms. Gladys Montez. Forced to quickly reimagine instruction and care for children during the pandemic, our nation's educators have also taken on even greater hero status during the health crisis. Under the guidance of Gladys Montez, United Way Center for Excellence in Early Education, part of United Way of Miami-Dade, set the standard in ensuring vital early childhood programs continued delivering critical services and support to families who need it most. Ms. Montez oversees all early childhood programs for United Way, including those that provide services in the most financially needed zip codes in the county. With her leadership, they never skipped a beat, even during the hardest days of the crisis, distributing technology to families, offering online support for parents and kids, sponsoring morning circle time and story reads for children, even hosting drive-thrus with hot meals, diapers, and educational gifts. And when it was time, Ms. Montez worked with local leaders to establish the guidelines for the reopening of our child care centers. A national leader in the early childhood space, Ms. Montez influences the lives of children and families across the country for her work with the Educare Learning Network, serving on its governing council and spotlighting her experience and innovation here in South Florida to advocate for greater federal investments in the early childhood education. Ms. Montez is at the forefront of her field, and her passion for working toward equity in access to high-quality early childhood education shines through in every facet of her work. We are most grateful that she is here with us today and thrilled to award her an honorary Doctor of Education. Congratulations, Dr. Montez. Our final degree recipient, receiving an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters, is Ms. Marilyn Holyfield. A trailblazer since childhood, Marilyn Holyfield became the first Black female partner of a prominent Florida law firm in 1986. Years prior, she made history when she was one of 3 African-American students to desegregate her high school in Tallahassee in 1963. She is a graduate of Swarthmore College and Harvard Law School and is co-founder of the planned Miami Museum of Contemporary Art of the African Diaspora. Ms. Holyfield recently co-authored 7 Sisters and a Brother, detailing her student activism during the civil rights era. As a partner in Holland & Knight's Miami office, Ms. Holyfield is a general litigation practitioner and sits on the steering committee for the firm's Diversity and Inclusion Engagement Initiative. Her storied career began as assistant counsel at the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund in New York City. She has been honored with prestigious governmental appointments, has received numerous awards for professionalism and public service, and she contributes her expertise and talents to a variety of educational and professional organizations. She is a champion for social justice, equity, and inclusion. It is a distinct pleasure to award her an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters and introduce her as commencement speaker. Congratulations, Dr. Holyfield. And thank you to this most accomplished group of leaders within our community, all shining examples of heroism and resiliency. Now, Dr. Marilyn Holyfield will give the commencement address.
Thank you for that most generous introduction. President Allen, Provost, Board, faculty, family, friends, and graduates. I am proud to receive this great honor and join the Barry University family. Graduates, on this day after Mother's Day, I feel joy, excitement, and blessings of the bright sunshine of your success. It's near to my heart that Barry University inspires students to foster positive change in the local and global community. I thank my late parents who inspired me to be the person that I am. My father showed me the beauty of roses. The vibrant red roses from his garden showed me his strength, his resilience, and taught me courage to face Jim Crow racial segregation. My father's gifts of red roses inspired me to face the joy and inspiration that roses can bring. My mother taught me courage to dream. Graduates, you and I are here today because of the love and support from family and friends and all who believed in us. We are here today because of our resilience to keep pushing forward, to keep reaching higher, and to keep dreaming when the big dreams of being here today seem so far away. Before the pandemic roared into 2020, did you associate lockdown with routine conversations or national controversies about lifestyle choices? Pandemic was some far away problem that did not touch how we lived, worked, or attended school. Moderna and Pfizer had not entered the picture, and Zoom had not invaded our homes. Before March 2020, we never could have imagined that more than 500,000 persons in the United States could die from this pandemic. 2021 opened doors to hope with the triumph of science over COVID-19 and a slice of justice for George Floyd. '21 brought to the global stage the amazing Amanda Gorman, a poet of your generation, whose words were shining lights of hope to the world. Throughout the pain and economic disruption of COVID-19, piercing tragedies of police violence, and the passing of a hero like John Lewis, a fearless change agent, you made it to this special day. Graduates, you did it. Barry University's mission is to prepare the next generation of change agents and leaders. One of our country's greatest change agents, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., use the power of peaceful protests and inspiring words to change our country. His words, why he could not wait for change. In his famous letter from a Birmingham jail, inspired me more than 50 years ago. In April 1963, I was 14 when Dr. King, in his Birmingham jail letter, told our country, I cannot sit idly by in Atlanta and not be concerned about what happens in Birmingham. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. His words empowered me to take a stand and enter the all-white Leon High School in Tallahassee, Florida. I could not stand idly by. In Leon High's 100 years of Jim Crow segregation, no Black person had walked its halls as a student until I and two others entered. My 2 years of enduring racial hatred up close at Leon High made going up north to Swarthmore College my grand escape. Virtually every day at Leon High, they called me the N-word. The day I was splattered with raw eggs is the day I was coming off the school bus, and it was the day that I resolved that white haters would not chase me away. The splash of yolks and messy wetness somehow made me feel weak and strong at the same time. Weak because it was the only time that white hatred made tears rush down my face. Strong because their hatred fired up an inner spirit in me and kicked away any notion of surrender. My grand escape up north to Swarthmore was not the escape I thought it would be. When I entered Swarthmore College, which was founded by Quakers and near Philadelphia, I did not know that for nearly 100 years, Swarthmore had intentionally limited the number of Black students to fewer than 50. In my senior year, we saw the college going backwards when the number of Black students in the freshman class was half the number of students in my class. We had to do something. We could not stand idly by. Before our takeover and occupation of the admissions office, we worked hand in hand with the college for nearly a year to recruit students, develop a Black Studies class, and much more. We researched, we planned, we negotiated. We made calculated judgments about Quaker pacifist traditions and peaceful protests. I was one of 8 students at the heart of an 8-day peaceful occupation of the admissions office that changed Swarthmore College forever. Years later, when celebrating its 150th anniversary, the then president said, those 8 days of crisis were the most consequential events in the 150 years history of the college. And this crisis led to the vibrant, diverse college that you see today. Here in Miami, I could not stand idly by. I joined with attorney H.T. Smith and other Black lawyers to invoke the power of peaceful economic protests to bring inclusion to Miami's tourism industry, respect for Black leaders, and recognition of the humanity of peaceful Haitian protesters. Our 3-year withdrawal of Black buying power increased inclusion of Blacks in the commerce of tourism, including a majority Black-owned beachfront hotel on Miami Beach. 50 years ago, occupying the admissions office of a college to demand Black studies was considered revolutionary. Today's student interns tell me that the idea of a premier museum in Miami dedicated to contemporary art of the African diaspora is revolutionary. It's a scary dream, because if we do not make it come true, we will lose opportunities to imagine new ways that technology and art can build bridges across differences here in Miami and globally. We will miss an opportunity to give Miami the gift of a tech-forward museum destination, uniquely dedicated to African diaspora art in every gallery, every day. Relief from scary dreams comes from the words of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president of Liberia, the first woman president of an African country. She said, "If your dreams don't scare you, they are not big enough." Today, your dream of graduating from college is coming true, even though at times it might have been scary. I congratulate you, your family, friends, and supporters for climbing all those hills, in some cases mountains, to get here today in this moment of accomplishment and joy. Graduates, whenever your dream scares you, it might be because it is the big enough dream for you. With Barry University's teachings in your back, you can be a change agent. Still today, I associate red roses from my father with his teachings of courage to face hate and my mother's courage to dream. Graduates, how can you give roses that inspire courage and a future that embraces hope? You can give roses with acts of kindness to those you love and to strangers. You can give roses when you inspire those around you to see humanity in people across differences. You can give roses of hope when you refuse to be a bystander in our quest to foster better communities and a better world. You can give roses to foster positive change when you claim your voice and vote. You can give roses of courage when you raise your voice to call for justice, equity, and a more perfect union. Giving any one of these roses would be in the best tradition of a Barry University change agent. But the more roses you give, the more change you will make. Class of 2021, as you begin new chapters of careers or graduate school and life, give roses of a Buccaneer change agent that will bring us all closer to a more just equitable, and humane world. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Hollyfield, or I should say Dr. Hollyfield now, for your most inspiring words. Before we begin the formal recognition of our graduates who have worked so hard to be here today, we would like to introduce those on stage who you have not heard from, but who are here to support and celebrate our graduates. Each will rise as they are acknowledged. Members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Matt Allen, Mr. John Bussell, Mr. Christopher Gruchas, Monsignor Chanel Gentil, Mr. David Lawrence Jr., the Honorable Allison Maynard Gibson, Ms. Aletha Player, Trustee Emeritus Dr. Nelson Adams III, former trustee and esteemed alumnus Mr. George Plasencia, members of the President's Cabinet, Ms. Jennifer Boyd Pugh, Vice President for University Administration, Ms. Bernadine M. Douglas, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Ms. Julie Isha, Vice President for Enrollment and Marketing, Ms. Yvette Brown-Kutengal, Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Digital Strategies and Chief Information Officer, Ms. Sue Rosenthal, Vice President for Business and Finance, and Dr. Scott Smith, Vice President for Mission and Student Engagement. Also here today, we have Dr. David Kopp, the Associate Provost for Extended Learning, Dr. Victor Romano, Associate Provost for Student Success and Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Maria Alvarez, Associate Vice President for Mission and Student Engagement and Dean of Students, Dr. Roxanne Davies, Associate Vice President for Mission and Student Engagement, Dr. Eileen McDonough, Professor of Education and Chair of the Commencement Committee, and Ms. Viviana Caravana, University Registrar. Thank you for joining us today. We have a tradition at Barry of recognizing a few unique groups of graduates. First, will our doctoral students please rise? Doctoral students, please rise. We have 55 doctoral students who are graduating today. These individuals have earned the highest level of credential in their discipline and will go on to be leading experts in their fields. Congratulations to all of you. Next, our honors program students, please rise. We have 4 students from our honors program graduating today. Congratulations to each of you for your extraordinary efforts throughout your time at Barry University. We also want to honor our legacy graduates. There are 28 graduates who have followed in the footsteps of family members by attending Barry University. Will all of our legacy graduates please stand? We hope that many of our graduates here today will inspire their family members to follow in their footsteps and attend Barry as well. Finally, we have 44 military graduates today. Please stand, military graduates. 3 of these individuals were commissioned as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army just 2 days ago on May 8th. We owe all of these graduates a debt of gratitude for their courage, sacrifice, and service. Thank you and congratulations. I hope you're ready. It is now time to honor all our graduates. In July of last year, our School of Professional and Career Education, known as PACE, was absorbed into the broader university. And now the programs that resided in PACE are thriving in parts of other Barry University colleges and schools. Today, we will recognize those May 2020 graduates who are here today and who earned their degrees from PACE. Will all the graduates from May 2020 who were enrolled in the following programs please stand and be recognized as your name scrolls on screen? Bachelor of Science in Administration, Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management, Bachelor of Public Administration, Bachelor of Health Science Administration, Bachelor of Liberal Studies, Master of Administration, and Master of Public Administration. Let's celebrate these graduates. Congratulations, PACE graduates. Now to our colleges and schools. We will start with the College of Arts and Sciences, followed by the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, the Andreas School of Business, the Adrian Dominican School of Education, and then the Ellen Whiteside McDonald School of Social Work.
I'm Karen Callahan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, please stand as we recognize you who are earning the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Liberal Arts, Master of Arts, and Master of Science degrees. In the College of Arts and Sciences, we prepare our students to excel in every aspect of their future professional endeavors. This excellence includes a breadth and depth of knowledge and skills in their chosen career, as well as the critical thinking and analysis, the ethical and moral reasoning, and the social and personal responsibility that ensure our graduates are uniquely qualified to address the more vexing social and human problems the world is facing. As dynamic and creative leaders, our graduates are able to inspire others in their professions and communities to take informed action in order to foster more democratic, authentically inclusive, and dignified relationships and institutions. Luckily, you will find our graduates in countless professions and careers. They are scientists, artists, computer programmers, historians, politicians, musicians, community organizers, designers, probation officers, poets, international relations specialists, journalists, translators, book editors, poets, international relations specialists, safety officers, public relations directors. Our graduates have used their time at Barry to enrich and better themselves, and now they are ready to make the world a better place for everyone. I know you will be awed by their success. On behalf of the faculty, congratulations, graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences. You may now be seated.
I'm Dr. John McFadden, Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. Graduates of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, please rise as we recognize all you have achieved. In our college, we proudly prepare safe, compassionate, and highly skilled healthcare professionals and scientists who are committed to promoting, healing, and restoring health while advocating for those in difficult and vulnerable situations. Some of our graduates are just starting their healthcare professional lives. Other graduates from our college are enhancing their established careers with an advanced degree. All of our graduates, however, are committed to the same goals of responding to society's demanding health challenges, life-altering individual and community diseases, social and economic disparities, and bioethical and human rights dilemmas. Our CNHS graduates make a difference in the local, state, regional, and national communities, serving in a variety of leadership roles for their respective professions and communities. From managing mass casualties to serving on the front lines of a pandemic, Barry CNHS graduates are everywhere. On behalf of the CNHS faculty and staff, please accept my heartiest congratulations, graduates. You are Barry's healthcare heroes. You may now have your seats.
I'm Dr. Manny Tejeda, Interim Dean of the Andreas School of Business. I am honored to present our graduates earning the degrees of Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Emergency Management, Bachelor of Public Administration, Bachelor of Sports Management, Master of Accounting, Master of Entrepreneurial Management, Master of Sports Management, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Business Administration. Graduates, please rise. Our graduates are the future leaders of the public, private, and independent sectors. We are proud of the skills they have demonstrated and the knowledge they command. They are leaders who are prepared to tackle the critical challenges of our time, from vaccine logistics and delivery to poverty elimination to responding to the climate crisis. They are prepared to build ethical wealth and inclusive workplaces. They are ready to challenge inequity wherever they encounter it. They have manifested Barry's core commitments, and we are eager to witness the transformation they will bring to our society. Please look around at the faces of future entrepreneurs, scholars, CEOs, fire chiefs, mayors, senators, and even a future president and prime minister. These are leaders who have made it through 2020 and now 2021. There is nothing they cannot achieve, and there is nothing, and we are eager to see all of their accomplishments. On behalf of the faculty of the Andreas School of Business, we are so very proud of you. Congratulations, graduates. You may now be seated.
Good morning. I'm Jill Farrell, Dean of the Adrian Dominican School of Education. Graduates of the Adrian Dominican School of Education, please rise as we recognize all that you have achieved. The graduates with us today are earning degrees in the following disciplines and fields: the Doctor of Education in Organizational Leadership, Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling, Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction, and the Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Education. In the Adrian Dominican School of Education, we proudly train ethical and highly skilled teachers and school leaders, counselors, school psychologists, human resource administration, and higher education professionals who are all committed to lifelong learning and carrying forward our Barry University commitments to service, inclusivity, and social justice as they themselves educate and work with future generations of leaders. Some of our graduates today are just setting out on their journey, earning bachelor's degrees in education and administration. Others have established careers and leave today with the skills to have an even greater impact, transforming lives. These individuals are earning educational specialist degrees in school psychology and Montessori, specialist degrees in reading, Masters of Arts in Administration, Masters of Science in Counseling, Masters of Science in Curriculum and Instruction, Masters of Science in Educational Leadership, Masters of Science in Exceptional Student Education, Masters of Science in Higher Ed Administration, Masters of Science in Montessori, Masters of Science in Reading, and Masters of Science in School Psychology. As educators, as counselors, and as organizational leaders, each of you has endless opportunities to create positive change, one human being at a time. Everything you do has a direct impact on the students and clients you work with. You are quite literally shaping our future, and I know you'll continue to make us proud. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff in the Adrian Dominican School of Education, graduates, congratulations. And so, graduates, go out and make the world a better place. You may now be seated.
Good morning. I'm Phyllis Scott, Dean for the School of Social Work. Graduates of the School of Social Work, please rise as we recognize you and all that you have achieved. In our School of Social Work, we proudly prepare our students to be highly ethical and competent clinical practitioners whose knowledge in trauma-informed practice, research, and macro practice will transform lives of youth, families, individuals, communities, and organizations. We empower our students with a voice of advocacy and the skills to effectively create change across systems. We armor our students with the courage to stand up for social justice, promote healing, and always fall forward. Some of our graduates graduating with a bachelor's degree are just starting their professional lives in the field of social work. Other graduates from our school earning their master's or advancing their knowledge and skills to enrich their established careers. But all of our graduates are committed to the same goal, and that is responding to the demanding challenges we face as a global community. Our graduates make a difference in local, state, regional, national, and international communities and organizations, serving in a variety of direct service and leadership roles. From directing social service agencies, policy and community practice, to clinical practice in behavioral health care settings. But more importantly, our graduates had a dream. That dream that one day they will stand here and graduate from Barry University. They had a dream when loved ones died from COVID. They had a dream. They had a dream when they had a car accident and still came on to class. They had a dream. They had a dream when they lost their jobs and had to stay home while their children were not able to go to school. They had a dream. And now that your dream has come true, I ask you now to take on a different dream. And that is the dream that one day there will not be homelessness in America. That one day there will be racial justice. And that one day when we talk about inclusion, we can all hold hands and stand for unity. I want you to have a dream. And now your dream has come true. And we will now like to honor all of our graduates. Congratulations to each of our graduates, and congratulations to your family, your loved ones, and friends that supported you on your journey. Remember, you are Barry proud, and you are social work essential. You are the voice of change. You may be seated.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of Barry University, Dr. Michael S. Allen.
Thank you, Dr. Landeros. You'll have to remind me not to follow Dr. Scott in the speaking order from now on. Very tough act to follow. Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, family, and friends, all of the moms who are with us one day removed from Mother's Day, and of course, Barry University graduates. What a day this is for all of us. What hope each of you as our graduates has given us today. Thank you for being this bright light in our lives. On this most special occasion, I'd like to thank our faculty and staff and all of our students who went above and beyond to keep us going throughout the past 14 months and still counting of the pandemic. Always moving forward together, innovating, creating, refusing to settle for anything less than the fullest experience that conditions would allow. Our entire Barry University community has truly been at its best, and we are emerging from this crisis stronger and more resilient than ever because of all of you. Nothing has come easy, though. Every one of us has had a moment, some of us many moments over the course of the past year, when it was all simply too much. Too much tragedy and loss, too much disappointment and inconvenience, too much divisiveness, violence, and cruelty. But then sometimes we get days like today. Days when we stand on the threshold of a bright future, on the cusp of a moment in time that is filled with so much promise, so much that is new, and so much opportunity that we can barely contain our excitement. Days like today, when we come together as a university community to celebrate you as our newest graduates, to share in your pride, to commemorate the astounding and unwavering perseverance that only each of you can truly appreciate that allowed you to reach this milestone today. Days like today, when we can honor and learn from the amazing dedication and talents of these community heroes who change lives and save lives every day through their work and through their generosity, in perfect alignment with our Barry mission. In days like today, when we wait in anticipation to see what your future holds and the immeasurable contributions you will make as our future leaders in education, healthcare, social work, business, the arts, science, technology, just to name a few. You will be the next generation of Barry alumni who do well and succeed professionally, but who also proudly and enthusiastically do good, truly making the world a better and more just place. While each of you as our graduates has given us this gift of hope and promise, each of you, because of what we've navigated together, because of this ever so unique moment in time, have been given a gift as well. You've been given the gift of a new and a fresh perspective. You've been given the perspective to recalibrate priorities, perspective to appreciate the gifts we've been given and the recognition that it's incumbent upon us to use those gifts and talents to serve those in need and to protect what is right. And perspective to choose to not leave the complexities and the challenges of these times to the next person or the next generation. We're counting on you. We're counting on you. You will have countless opportunities over the course of your life to become a beacon of hope, a positive influence for someone else. Don't let these opportunities pass you by. Embrace each one. My call for you today is that you never lose this will, you never lose this resiliency in your own lives, and that you continually help others find this same strength in themselves. Our country, our world has never needed you more than we do right now. So let's commit on this special day to making a difference together. And now, let's make this official with the conferral of your degrees. Will all of the graduates please stand? It is now my pleasure and privilege to confer upon you the degree that you have earned. On behalf of the faculty, the deans have attested to the worthiness of the candidates presented and those in absentia who have successfully completed all degree requirements. Therefore, by the power vested in me by the Barry University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer the degrees announced this 10th day of May, 2021. Congratulations, Barry University graduates. Good luck, God bless, stay connected to Barry University, and we'll see you soon.
Before we conclude today's ceremony, one brief announcement. Graduates are invited to participate in individual photo opportunities on the promenade level. As you exit the seating area, you'll see signs directing you to these areas where you can get your special photographs with your friends and families. Now, Dr. Giselle Rios will close our commencement ceremony with a benediction and the university's alma mater. Please stand. Everyone, family, friends, please stand and kind of remain in your places until the president and members of the stage have exited the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God our Creator. Children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on All hail to Barry, hail to Barry, alma mater proud and true, always caring, ever sharing, my heart longs to be with you. Time could never dim the flame of memories that will remain. We will always remember Barry and smile whenever we hear your name. We will always remember Barry and smile when